As CEO and chairman of IBM, I got to meet such great people and learn so many great things. I'm going to let everybody else see a little bit about the real people that I know. Mary became chairman CEO of GM in 2014, but Mary and I both started our careers at GM, and so now we've come full circle.
I think people are going to really learn a lot from this series, so thank you for doing it.
Now, having run a big company, though, I think what people would like to know is, if you were writing a letter to your younger self, what's the one thing you wish you had known back then that you know now?
I think it's go for it. You know, one of the things that concerns me a lot is, especially young women in the organization, if there's an opportunity and there's 10 requirements and they have 8, they'll be like, oh, I can't apply for it. Where, you know, a man will say, I've got 6, I'm going to go for it. My message to my younger self and to women today in the career world is go for it.
I couldn't agree more. Now, have you ever had a fork in the road moment in your career, and what did you choose?
I did. I had an offer to stay with General Motors but relocate to another area, and at the time my parents were quite elderly and had some health issues, and I made the decision to stay where I was at, and it was the best decision I ever made.
What's your one tip as a woman when you speak in a room about being sure your point comes across?
Politely saying, let me finish, is very powerful. And once you look at the person who just cut you off or interrupted you, or might have just been excited to get their point up and say, hey, can I finish? You don't have to do that very often, and you get to finish.
Great tip, let me finish. I know mine is, don't put your input in the form of a question. Often women want to say, hey, have you ever thought about, instead of saying, I think this, so to be declarative, right? I love that. So now let me switch to the lightning round. What is the one habit you have adopted during this really difficult COVID time that you're going to keep on doing when hopefully the pandemic passes?
It's clearly exercise, the commitment to working out. I just feel better.
What was the one piece of bad advice you were given?
When I first shared that I was expecting my first child, and someone told me, well, then I had to stop working. And I did not take that advice.
Good for you. You are one of the most authentic CEOs I know, and it's because everything you do is true to what you believe in your heart. So thank you for doing this. I think it was superb.
Well, thanks for the opportunity, and thanks for letting me be your first person to do this.